Hello. Welcome everybody to the 2017 Making a Difference Awards for Social Responsibility. My name's Julian Skirm. I'm the Director of Social Responsibility, and it's my office that leads and organises these wonderful events that happen each year. I'm just here to get tonight's event started, so let's begin with a premiere of a video that highlights some of the impact that we've made over the past 12 months. Behind everything in that film, and indeed behind everything in this university, are people, individuals, teams, staff, students, student protesters, alumni, external partners, and this event really recognises and celebrates all of those great contributions of so many people across this institution. And it's really nice to see so many familiar faces to this university, whether that's colleagues and students within the university and lots of external partners. You're all really welcome here this evening. You all make a fantastic contribution to our third goal. This is the third year we've had these awards, and we continue to be amazed by the sheer volume of high-quality entrants we get this year. This year, more than 130 different people applied just in 1 year, which gives you an idea of the scale of what happens across this institution. So let me now just finish by running through a bit of housekeeping so we can get things going tonight. Telephones, do check please that they're turned to silent if you've not done that, but don't turn them off. I'd encourage you to tweet if you're that way inclined, and the hashtag is there, MAD Awards, which you can use throughout the evening. Cameras, there are people taking photographs, but there's also, this is being live streamed on YouTube as well. There's a link to the YouTube live stream. If you've got partners or friends or colleagues or other people that you think might be interested in tuning into this evening, do text them through or send them that link and they can join in this evening. Which reminds me to say hello to everybody that's out there watching around the world, including James and my own mothers, who have promised to tune in as well, if they can get onto YouTube. We have given extensive instructions about how to do that. Alarms, we've not scheduled to have any alarms, so if there is an alarm this evening, we need to listen to the fire marshals and leave through the nearest exits, and you'll be given instructions about what to do there. Drinks, these are available, as you, I'm sure, have seen, and there's more available at the back of the hall. I'm told there's an extra stash just under the desk over there if you manage to get through the beverages that are already provided. And finally, no housekeeping would be complete without reference to comfort breaks. There'll be a break this evening. The main toilets can be found downstairs near the reception desk. So just to finish off, we're going to end this evening in a couple of hours' time with something really special. So rather than do the thanks at the end, I just wanted to go through some of those thanks now. And the first people I'd like to thank is our band, and these are two first-year music students from the university called Bonnie and Pete. So please could you put your hands together to our fantastic students who played earlier. I can see now why lots of different people around the university are booking them up because of word of mouth, which is how we got hold of them for this evening, so thanks very much. Thanks to our incredible science buskers as well, and Kerry Harrop for organising those. These are students of the university who are passionate about engaging the public with science. I hope some of you got to see some of the science buskers at work. They do lots of work both on campus and around venues across Manchester. Most recently, they were in the Trafford Centre at an event called Science X, where people who thought they were going to shop actually had lots of science put in their face, the science of everyday life and science and engineering. And they do a great job promoting the research and the importance of science in society. So thanks to them. Thirdly, thanks to Emerge and Touchwood for making our beautiful trophies again this year. If you've not seen them, these are them. And Emerge are an innovative social enterprise in Manchester. Actually formed, the chief exec is somebody called Lucy Danger, who's an alumnus of this university. And the trophies people will collect tonight are reclaimed from the construction industry. They're upcycled and they're made by hand from local people who have been supported to develop their well-being and their future employability. I'd like to thank Adam and Steve and the team in University of Manchester Catering for ensuring that the food that you enjoy this evening is sourced from some of the best local produce around the area. For the meat eaters here, you'll notice it is very nice food, and the produce came from Altham's Butchers, which are a family-run organisation in Lancashire. And for the fruit and vegetables tonight, they've been sourced from the local region, in particular from Manchester Veg People, who are a local cooperative who ensure high standards and a fair price for independent growers across the region. I'd also like to thank Media Services in advance for preparing all of the technology tonight. We hope it continues to work okay, no pressure there. And finally, I'd like to thank all of the judges, most of whom are here this evening. It's an important principle that the office I run is not involved in any of the judging decisions, so we really rely on judges, and they come from both inside the university and outside, and they've really given lots of time reading and assessing the very large number of entrants we've received. So that's the formalities out of the way. Are you all ready for the evening? Yeah, so without further ado, I'd now like to pass over to Professor James Thompson, who's the university's Associate Vice President for Social Responsibility. James has the really difficult job of keeping everything to time tonight, so over to James as our mic control and compere for the evening.
Thank you very much to Julian. Hello, yes, my name's James Thompson. I'm the Associate Vice President for Social Responsibility, and I'm really looking forward to the event this evening, the third event of this kind that we have run. I will be, as Julian says, your compare for the evening and host for the awards. People in the past have compared these awards to the Oscars because they have a similar level of glitz and pomp. Of course, there's a couple of differences. One difference is you are clearly much more beautiful than the celebrities that attend the Oscars. I'm just, this is a bit where I endear myself to the audience. But there's also going to be another difference, which is I've been persuaded by Suzanne in the corner that we will not have that Warren Beatty moment where La La Land gets mistaken for Moonlight. So those people who've got an envelope, please keep hold of it tight. Don't let anyone swap anything from those envelopes. My role this evening is basically to keep everything running to time and introduce the different awards, and we've got many of those awards tonight. We are recognising 9 different categories. After the first 6, have been announced, there will be a short celebration of a 10-year anniversary of our Equity and Merit programme, and then we're going to have a comfort break, otherwise known as fill your glass up break. We'll have 3 more awards after that break, and the event should end at about 8:15. I just want to explain how the awards will work. Most awards have people recognised in a highly commended category. If your name is announced, please come up the stage. Careful if you're wearing high heels, because it's very easy to trip. Please come up to this stage, take your certificate, and then return to your seat. If you are announced as an overall winner, please could you come up to the stage in the same way? The only difference is that you'll be asked to have a photograph taken at the same time. And then if you stay on the stage, because we will celebrate your win with both the photo opportunity, but also an opportunity to see a film about your work. When you leave as a winner, please could you assemble just briefly down the bottom a chance to have an additional photograph which you can share with your friends, family and colleagues, however you like to, on Instagram, Snapchat or whatever. Now, unfortunately, our President and Vice-Chancellor, Nancy Rothwell, can't be here tonight to say words and hand out the awards, but we're delighted to have Lem Sisse here, who's generously... Lem has generously supported these awards ever since becoming Chancellor. And I'm sure you all know him as somebody who embodies many of the values around social responsibility here. He will be at hand to hand out the certificates, hand out the awards, and have photographs. And we know that Lem loves selfies, so I'm sure there'll be an opportunity for some selfies at the end as well. And rather than offer you a speech, we've asked Lem to do what he does best. And we've commissioned him to write and perform a new poem about social responsibility. And this poem will be performed for the first ever time in public at the end of the evening, and we're clearly really looking forward to that. So, time to start. Some sort of drum roll would be appropriate. Fantastic. So the first, Making a Difference Award for Social Responsibility 2017 is for Outstanding Contribution to Widening Participation. I would like to invite Stephanie Lee, Head of Widening Participation and Outreach, and Naa Akwar, General Secretary of the Students' Union, onto stage to introduce the award. Stephanie and Naa, thank you very much.
Thanks, James. We are really delighted to be presenting this award tonight, which recognises outstanding staff and student contributions to widening participation activity locally, nationally and internationally. The award recognises activity that has been developed and delivered outside the university central widening participation team, and so demonstrates the breadth and scale of activity across the institution. There are 2 awards this evening in this category, one for staff and one for students. So I have the exciting opportunity to open the gold envelope now, the first gold envelope of this evening. The first award is for staff. And the first highly commended award goes to David Rydherd and Sarah Zayman and colleagues for competing at school. Some first very happy winners. The second highly commended award goes to Melanie Giles for Archaeology in the Classroom. And now for our winner. The winners of this award developed the Creative Entrepreneur Programme, which seeks to support young people interested in cultural expression who have limited access to formal education, training or employment due to conflict and poverty. The winners are Ruth Daniel and Teresa Bean for the Creative Entrepreneur Programme in Place of War. So some of you who know Teresa and Ruth may recognise that that's not actually Teresa and Ruth. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here today, but their colleagues Shireen and Alison have collected the award on their behalf. And we're now going to watch a short film about their work.
In Place of War started off as a research project as part of the University of Manchester, which asked the question of why do people create art when bombs are falling? So what we found when talking to artists around the world was that they're using creativity as an alternative, as a form of resistance, as a form of protest. And going against kind of traditional, like what creativity means, creativity can mean just hip-hop, it can mean just using your voice, it can mean just using your body and creating theatre. It doesn't need anything. So that idea that like creativity as a lifeline and how it can form like real change in the community.
Ruth's project provides 800 resources to different countries and areas that have been affected by conflict and has trained over 40 facilitators in hope that these sessions will help people develop their skills and their knowledge in order to widen their networks and their networking abilities. From everyone on the judging panel, well done Ruth. Your project makes a clear difference to people who really need it in place of conflict.
Congratulations, Ruth. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Keep making change, and more than anything, keep wearing those hot pants.
It's my turn now. Just want to say really quickly, well done and congratulations to all the students that are nominated in the awards tonight. They're absolutely incredible. And also to the student protesters outside, it wouldn't be a social responsibility award without protesters outside. That's part of it. So I'll now move on. And now we have the student award in this category that recognises the outstanding contribution to widening participation. Open my envelope. The highly commended award goes to Reese Archer for her continued support of student recruitment and widening participation for the last 7 years. The second highly commended award goes to the team organising the Manchester Access Programme Medicine and Dentistry Simulation Day. Are they here? There we go, you won! So tonight's winner, it gives me a great honour to announce the winner for tonight. They have set up a successful project in non-psych that aims to offer space for disadvantaged students to revise for exams, and is also the chair of Access All Areas and works so hard to give widening partnership programmes to students across Manchester, and I'm really proud of the work that she does. The winner is Mamona Shahid. We're now going to watch a short film with some testimonies about Mamona's work.
Mamona's been involved in Access All Areas since her first year at university. She came to us to find funding and support to set up a long-site study support group for A-level and GCSE students. Mamona's grown up in Longsight and still lives there now, and she'd kind of noticed that libraries were no longer able to offer that support, and she wanted to do something about it. So she set up lights to support students from her local background to revise for their A-level and GCSE. Mamona has allowed for a space for local students to go and study for their GCSE and A-levels, and she often receives quite personal thank yous from students saying, we both got a B in core and additional science, and we really just want to say thank you for that. And the people that do attend don't feel that they'd have been able to get the grades they got without going there. As Access All Areas Chair, she's also set up the Access All Areas Conference, which aimed to get other universities to work with their students' unions to set up platforms like Access All Areas. And since that, we've had interest from a couple of unions looking to go to their universities to get support to do the same thing as us. So it's having kind of a national effect as well now. I just want to say thank you to Mamona for all the hard work with Access All Areas, and well done with everything you've done with Lights. You've made a real difference to students in your local community.
I told you Lem liked doing selfies. So we're meant to end at 8:15. Obviously, it'll be 9:30 with Lem doing that. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you particularly to Stephanie and Na for introducing our first awards. Our next award is for Outstanding Social Enterprise of the Year. And I'd like to invite Tony Walker, Director of Enterprise and Business and Development at UMIP, to introduce the award. Tony, thanks.
James. I don't think there's any wooden performances here tonight apart from the trophy, so this is much better than La La Land, isn't it? The award for making a difference for outstanding contribution to social enterprise is basically to recognise outstanding social enterprise contribution that creates societal benefit. One of the great things we do at UMIP is increasingly work with entrepreneurs motivated by social change. That's from students right through to academics and professional staff. And this is a very, very small composite of what is a fantastic growing development out there, which is really great to support on a daily basis. So, the first highly commended award goes to Cheryl Latham for Brighter World UK, which gives UK energy customers the opportunity to tackle the global energy crisis. Okay, and the second highly commended award goes to Helen Power, Paul Bauer and Amanda Finch for Levenshulme Market Community Interest Company. Okay, so the winner of the Outstanding Award goes to someone who's improving access to quality education, providing students from underprivileged communities, such as Syrian refugees in Jordan, with knowledge and skills to face global challenges. The winner is Hamza Arsby from the Science League, but unfortunately Hamza can't be here this evening, so his award is being collected by Rishab Jindal. Okay, so now we're going to see a short film about Hamza's work.
Education is a fundamental human right and has been recognized as such in a lot of international agreements. Unfortunately, around the world, equal opportunities for education continue to be major barriers, and that's where the Science League comes in. One of the problems that's currently facing Jordan is a great influx of Syrian refugees, and the country, and in particular the education system, are struggling to figure out how to help integrate and equip these refugee communities while also facing the reality that there are resource constraints. So one thing the Science League then does is offer quality education using science, technology, engineering, and maths. One of the things that Hamza really believes is that science has the ability to bring people together across religious and political beliefs because it's science, right? But the Science League is so much more than just the bare facts. It's also building relationships and empowering learners with the tools that they need to make informed decisions and go into policy and community leadership. So students, through the Science League's various activities and the online learning, are figuring out how they can work together to make differences. Congrats very much to Hamza. This is truly a well-deserved award, and I look forward to seeing how much more of a difference you make in the future.
Thank you, Tony, and congratulations to all the winners. Now for our third award of the evening, and this is for Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research. And I'd like to invite Ken McPhail, the Vice Dean for Social Responsibility, onto the stage to award this award. Ken.
Okay, it's a great privilege to be with you tonight to celebrate another year of making a difference, and we'll continue with the Oscar references. Does anyone know which professional group it was that screwed up the Oscars? PwC, the accountants. Guess what I am? Professor of accounting. So yeah, not content with screwing up the banking sector, we also screwed up the Oscars as well. So, real privilege to be with you and to make this announcement. For the Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research, this is an award which recognises collaborative working, partnerships and knowledge exchange activities that have enabled Manchester research to deliver significant benefits to society. There's an awful lot of excellent entries to this category, so we have 3 highly commended entries and 1 overall winner. And they're all here. The first highly commended award goes to Ala El-Khani, Rachel Callum and Kim Cartwright for their work in war zones across the world to address the psychological needs of adults and child refugees. So the second highly commended award this evening goes to Jonathan Darling for his work on shaping policies for housing of asylum seekers in Britain. Well done, Jonathan. So as I said, the judges also wanted to make a third commendation and decided to make a highly commended award for emerging impact, and that goes to Claire Houlihan for Claire's work with members of the water industry and consumers to develop new approaches to change future everyday water use. Well done, Claire. Well done, Claire. And now for the winner. And the winner of the Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research Award goes to Jonathan Green, Shruti Garag, Cathy Ledbetter, Catherine Aldridge and Carol Taylor for their new approach which improves autism symptoms and behaviour in preschool children. Well done. Yeah, we're getting there. We've got the routine now. So we are going to watch a short film which gives us an insight into this new approach and how it has made a real difference to families with autistic children.
Autism is a developmental disorder that impacts on a child's ability to communicate and interact socially with other people. This has a significant effect on the child's development and their adulthood. Jonathan has led a program for a number of years whereby he's developed a parent-mediated form of therapy that engages parents in new forms of interaction with their children. So through filming, videoing parents interacting with their children and then training parents, he can make parents aware of ways in which they can perhaps communicate better with their children in line with their children's own communication style. Jonathan's research has made a real difference because it's showing a sustained improvement in these children. So Jonathan, you and I have had many discussions around your research, and I know one thing for sure, and that is that while you believe in extremely high level and good research, you're also driven by the desire to ensure that your research effort makes a difference to families affected by autism. So it's a real pleasure for me to hear that you're receiving this award, and I send you my warmest congratulations.
Thank you, Ken, and congratulations once again to all our winners. So the next awards are for Outstanding Public Engagement Initiative. And I would like to invite Sheena Cruikshank, Academic Lead for Public Engagement with Research, and Paul Matavenga, Vice Dean for Social Responsibility in the Faculty of Science and Engineering, to introduce these awards. Paul and Sheena.
So we've got so many bits of paper here. Right, here we go.
Good afternoon. We are both honored to present these awards which recognize and celebrate the work of staff and students who engage with the public to share their knowledge and to enrich lives. This was one of the most popular categories, and we received the highest number of entries of the highest quality, reflecting the continued quality of public engagement across the university and the breadth of engagement by both staff and students.
As the quality of the applications was so high, it just gets better every year, the judges have decided to make 3 awards in this category. One for students, one for staff, and one for our cultural institutions. The first award is for Outstanding Public Engagement Initiative by students. How long can I draw this out for and not drop things? Okay, the winner of this award set up the Cancer Awareness in Teenagers and Young People Society, which is an initiative which aims to raise awareness of the signs and symptoms of cancer among young people. The winner of this award, and I guess he knows who he is James Adams. So let's hear all about his work.
There are over 2,000 young people get cancer every year in the UK, which is a real public health problem that most people are not aware of. And in fact, if you look at what young people die of, cancer is the 2nd or 3rd commonest cause of death. So James is trying to raise awareness of cancer symptoms, particularly among a university population. James has set up a student society called the Cancer Awareness in Teenagers Society, and is really trying to move away from large amounts of printed material, which is what a lot of the big cancer charities like Macmillan and Teenage Cancer Trust use. He does his awareness raising through a stealth mechanism by inviting students to pub quizzes, acoustic nights, various sort of social events, and then just feeding dribs and drabs of the sort of symptoms that young people can get, which is a very innovative way of doing it, and a lot of other student societies in universities around the UK have shown interest in adopting this approach. Congratulations, James, on winning this award. It is very well deserved. As I've told you many times, you are a born entrepreneur and you need to keep it up.
The second category is for Outstanding Public Engagement Initiative by staff. I have to find what's in the envelope now. The first highly commended award goes to the team, Britain Breathing, for their exciting digital science citizen project. The second highly commended award goes to Sarah Mary Hall for her Everyday Austerity exhibition. There is more. There is a third highly commended for staff in this category, and this goes to the team, the cloud with a chance of pain. Yes. We mentioned earlier how the quality of work was in this category, and this is reflected in there being two joint winners. The first winner examined the everyday realities of climate change on the lives of slum dwellers in Dhaka, Bangladesh. She then teamed up with the University of Dhaka to produce a traditional theatre performance which was performed in the slum. The winner is Joanne Jordan. And unfortunately, Joanne is not around to collect the awards, and Chris Jordan is going to collect it on her behalf. We are now going to show you a short film about Joanne's work.
Joanne talked to over 600 people in the Dhaka slums and getting their everyday experiences of climate change. She used those testimonies to turn them into a play, which gave the communities a chance to really engage with the research. But then we filmed the play, took it out to policymakers, to other academics, to people in Manchester, people in London, and the film version has now been seen by over 100,000 people online. The communities that Joanne has worked with, probably for the first time, have had a chance to tell their stories to each other, but also on the international stage, and what they've got out of that is huge. All the feedback that we've got from people who've seen the play, whether in the flesh or online, people just say that they have such a different experience and understanding of what climate change is and the messy everyday realities for people living in Dhaka slums. Congratulations, Joanne. It's been so inspiring to see you push this project forward, making it bigger and bigger at every stage. The blood, sweat, the tears, the time that's taken. It's been so inspiring. Well done.
The second winners work with refugee families in war zones to provide families affected by trauma with psychological first aid to help them better care for their children. And the winners are Ala Elkani, Rachel Callum, and Kim Cartwright. We're going to show you a short video with some testimonies about their work.
Millions of children worldwide are affected by armed conflict. Ala's work involved testing a novel means of delivering mental health support to families affected by conflict.
One of the ways that she identified of helping families in areas where it wasn't possible to get any other kind of help to them was providing written information, and she devised and sent out a leaflet which was distributed to 3,000 families very rapidly. What Ala was finding was that parents were saying they'd simply forgotten how to parent because of the many stresses they were under, and so helping to remind them about making their children feel secure by cuddling them and comforting them and providing a sense of routine as much as possible. These were very straightforward things that parents could do to help their children feel safer.
They really valued the information provided in the leaflets and said how much it had helped them.
Ala's really making a difference by inspiring people to understand the importance of parenting and the difference that parents can make to the lives of their children, and in helping parents bring up children in these very challenging circumstances in a way that really promotes their mental health and well-being.
Congratulations, Ala. I'm so pleased for you. This means the world to me, and I can't think of a better person who's more deserving to receive this award.
Congratulations, Ala. We're absolutely delighted, and we're all so proud and so happy to work with you.
So much amazing work, and the amazingness just continues. So now the final award in this section is for outstanding public engagement in our cultural institutions. I got the envelope right and everything. So the first highly commended award goes to Teresa Anderson and Tim O'Brien for the Blue Dot Festival. The second highly commended award goes to Amy Jones and Helen Allwood for Language Baby at the Whitworth. And now we come to the final award of this category. The winners of this award manage the Whitworth Young Contemporaries, which aims to make a difference to some of the hardest to reach and socially isolated young people on our doorstep. Circuit is the flagship engagement programme that encourages these young people to engage with the Whitworth on their own terms. The winners are Andrew Vaughan and Sally Sally, can't say it. Felwell. Sorry. No, you have to. So I can say schistosomiasis, but that's the extent of my skills. So here is Andrew and Sally's story.
Whitworth Young Contemporaries, we sometimes call WYC, was started at the Whitworth. Really, the gallery hadn't had very much engagement with young people outside school. So Whitworth Young Contemporaries sought to build relationships with young people on their terms, not ours. Andrew and Sally have really led the work, developed relationships with those young people. We have a core group who they've worked closely with. They've built all sorts of relationships with the youth sector, and they've done some extraordinary things at the gallery. They've done everything from takeovers to festivals in the park to building relationships with young people in their communities. One of the things that's brilliant is if you now come to the Whitworth, you will almost certainly see somewhere in the gallery a group of young people hanging out, making work, enjoying themselves, meeting friends, doing whatever they want to do within the gallery. It's a platform for their creativity and talent, and I promise you there's a lot of it in Manchester. So it's with great pride I say this. Andrew and Sally, congratulations. This is brilliant recognition of all the work you've done. You have made a massive difference. You've taught all of us at the Whitworth how to work with young people, and you've changed the gallery, and I hope you're justly proud.
Congratulations to all the winners and highly commended entries, and thank you very much to Sheena and Paul. So far, so good? Yes? Yes, James, is what you meant to say. Yes, James. Our next category is Outstanding Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility. And I'd like to invite Professor Clive Agnew, our Vice President for Teaching and Learning and Students, to introduce this award. Clive.
Can I just start by saying, hi James and Gillian's mum, hope you're still watching. If I can paraphrase playwright George Bernard Shaw, the reasonable colleague adapts to the world. The unreasonable colleague persists in trying to change the world. Progress depends upon unreasonable colleagues. I'm therefore delighted to acknowledge those who seek to make change through this award that recognises innovation in teaching, learning, which has enhanced social and cultural or environmental impact. There are 3 highly commended entries and 1 overall winner. Now, I foolishly stuck my envelope down. I noticed everybody else could do this adapt. So we'll see. It's most to raise the interest. The first highly commended award goes to Andy Waitman, Eddie Whitehouse and Andrew Kenner for teaching measurement and control to engineers using mobile robots and quadcopters. Please come and join us on the stage. The second highly commended award in this category goes to Joe Deacon and Claire Fox for Criminology in Action, a course unit addressing the realities of criminal justice. Please come and join us on the stage. The last and especially highly commended award goes to Joseph Mutali, who has worked for many years to improve the teaching, research and energy supplies for people in Africa. He has improved the quality of engineering education in Zambia and is establishing a student exchange programme in Manchester. Joseph, please come and join us. finally, with great pleasure, the winner of this award encourages students to work collaboratively with external local organisations to address particular social spatial demands in communities. In Argentina, they worked in Rosaria to alter 2 shipping containers to create an open learning space. In Manchester, the students prepared with the Way In Welcome Centre in Cheetham Hill to address issues of homelessness and temporary housing. I'm delighted to say the winner of the Outstanding Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility Award is Leandro Menichin.
And colleagues,
I manage a community centre in North Manchester, and we have lots of problems associated with people who come in. One of the key problems is homelessness, or sofa surfing we call it, sort of quasi-homelessness, people living in very difficult accommodation. We were interested in looking at providing cheap ways of providing some very basic housing. Leon heard about what we were doing through contacts, and he was obviously very interested in terms of his work in engaging architecture students in working with communities. As a direct result of the 10-week course and the designs or the ideas the students presented, we subsequently built a shower for homeless people. It is external, but it's worked and it's used every single day, more or less. Adjacent to that, they built an overnight shelter. It's a glorified shed. But what we did learn was effective ways of insulating against damp and insulating against cold. We were able to offer an overnight emergency accommodation in a safe environment over the last 3 months, and we're now planning to build a second pod, we call them. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Congratulations, Leon. I'm really pleased to be asked to congratulate you on winning this award. It's very well deserved, and if you're lucky enough to win either a bottle of brandy or a bottle of whiskey, I prefer whiskey, so I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Clive, and thank you to and congratulations to all the winners in that category. What fantastic and inspiring projects and initiatives we've seen so far. And we now have one more award to announce before the end of the first half of the evening, and that's for outstanding contribution to equality, diversity and inclusion. I'd like to invite Dawn Edge, the academic lead for equality and diversity, to introduce these awards. Dawn.
So, good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm delighted to be able to present the award tonight, which recognises innovation and commitment to equality, diversity and inclusion across the institution. So we'll be awarding both staff and student categories. So let me put my gold envelope. Starting with the staff, the first highly commended award goes to Sheila Fiddler and colleagues for using creative methodologies to explore the social problems of hearing loss in marginalised communities. Sheila. The second highly commended award goes to Sally Freeman and Kay Williams for their We Get It in Pharmacy, a student ambassador programme. And now for the moment. I'm delighted to announce that the staff winner of this award is someone who volunteered to run groups for the first LGBT trans programme in the whole of the UK. The groups were delivered by supervised students providing voice and communication therapy. This allowed trans people to be assessed and to be given individualised therapy programmes. And the winner is, you know who you are, Sean Pert. So, now that the selfies are over, a short film about Sean's work.
Trans individuals have been gaining support via a programme set up by the LGBT Foundation in Manchester. As we all know, the use of our voice and our communication style is key to our identity. And there was a gap in provision regarding speech and language therapy input to support these individuals in their use of voice. So Sean's been working really hard with the foundation to plug that gap. The students receive in-depth bespoke training from the LGBT Foundation. They then go and work within these groups, supporting individuals in trying to get the right pitch, resonance of the voice, breath support, so really helping them in their journey to really discover who they are and to discover the voice that they're comfortable with. Sean's work has made a massive difference, not only to be able to offer this support to individuals who will really benefit from it, but for our students to gain access, support and training on what's a very niche clinical area. So for our students across the programme, they will then go on into their future career with really good insight and clinical skills that they'll be able to use throughout their future. Congratulations, Sean, on the work you've done on this really groundbreaking and innovative project here in Manchester.
And now for the Student Award for Outstanding Contribution to Equality, Diversity and Inclusion. The winners of this award established a new university society that focuses on promoting mental health and well-being. The society seeks to ensure everyone, regardless of mental health, is equally able to engage in university life. The winners are Saqib Mogal and his fellow students who created the Open Mind Network.
The issue of mental health is something that has been growing year on year for students, and that's why the Open Mind Network was created by Saqib and a group of volunteers. So the Open Mind Network, in a brilliant way, tackles this on a multifaceted approach. Not only does it break down the stigma around mental health and educate students about mental health, but it also creates a peer network for students to come together and support each other. I think the project has really made a difference. It was set up this year, and at the start of the year they raised hundreds of pounds for a mental health charity on World Mental Health Day. They've held a series of educational talks and workshops for students, as well as opportunities for students to just come and speak about their own experiences with mental health. So congratulations, Open Mind Network. You've done amazing work this year, and I can't wait to see the project continue.
Thank you very much, Dawn, and congratulations to all our winners so far. We've reached the halfway point of the evening, and this is now going to be an opportunity to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Equity and Merit programme. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Joanne Jacobs onto the stage and our Equity and Merit students to take us through this section. Joanne.
Celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Equity and Merit Scholarship Programme. Equity and Merit Scholarships enable students from some of the world's least developed countries to pursue a master's degree here at the university. Over the last decade, the scheme has supported more than 200 exceptionally talented young professionals from Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania and Bangladesh, all of whom come from backgrounds where access to postgraduate education would be unthinkable without a scholarship. The costs of the Equity and Merit programme are shared between the university and donors, and we owe a debt of gratitude to our many supporters who've given generously to make the programme possible. Our scholars are handpicked not only for their academic potential, but also for their commitment to making a positive difference to their home countries. Our Equity and Merit students study programmes which have been specially selected to fill the skills gap in the Global South. Through their studies, they're equipped with new knowledge and skills to tackle the big issues facing the world today. Our students inspire us with their passion and their determination to change people's lives for the better. This evening is a great opportunity to share just some of our students' stories. Let's meet some of the class of 2016-17 who will introduce each other.
Hi everyone, this is Marco Mchome from Tanzania. He's studying in MSc in Environmental Impact Assessment and Management. Marco has been applying for the scholarship for many years, and he was delighted that his effort has paid off and finally got an opportunity to study at the world-class university like Manchester. He discovered that one-year master's is very intensive, and it is important to work hard and manage his time efficiently. The most surprising thing Marco found in Manchester is the unpredictable weather. 1 minute is shining, the other minute is raining. Marco was also excited to see the snow for the first time. There is a huge investment in infrastructure going on in Tanzania, and Marco wants to help to protect the environment against the threat of uncontrollable development. His ambition is to become an international recognized environmental consultant. His hero is his grandmother, who paid all of his secondary fees in Tanzania.
I'll just stretch a bit.
We can hear you.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
And this is Eric from Tanzania, and he's studying advanced computer science and IT management. Eric was at work when he got the news that he had been accepted for a scholarship, He ran and hugged his boss, who was also one of his referees. He shared his joy with his work colleagues by buying them lunch on that day. Eric wasn't expecting Manchester to be such a multicultural place. He thinks it is important to try new things, and his Chinese flatmates are teaching him how to cook their food, which he says is delicious. The most surprising thing he found in Manchester is the level of support he gets. His project supervisor is incredible, and he has helped him not only with his dissertation, but has also encouraged him to achieve his dreams. Eric's ambition is to establish and lead his own innovation center in Tanzania. His hero is his mother, who was a nurse and a HIV/AIDS counselor for young people. She inspired Eric to get interested in bringing positive changes to the society.
This is Peter Muhanguzi. He's from Uganda, one of the friendliest countries in the world. Peter is a highway engineer and has worked on road construction projects connecting rural communities in Uganda. He's studying engineering project management in Manchester. The first thought when Peter got the news that he had been accepted for the scholarship was about his parents. He wanted to hug them. The most important thing Peter has learned in Manchester is that queues actually move when respected by everyone. The most surprising thing Peter has found in Manchester is how often "Louvre" is used by someone to address him. The scholarship will enable Peter to better manage road projects back home. Peter's dream is a Uganda where everyone can easily access healthcare facilities through a reliable road network.
This is Alexis Sebarenzi Gatoni. He is from Rwanda and is studying global urban development and planning. When he got the news that he had been accepted for an Equity and Merit Scholarship, he was in the bank and he celebrated by screaming, which was odd. Meeting different people with different background has been instructive to him. However, the way English people communicate is slightly surprising and confusing to him. He would love for them to be more direct. This scholarship will enable Alexis to participate in making sustainable and poor planning policies in Rwanda. His ambition is to see a slum-free Africa.
This is Labib from Bangladesh, studying Geographical Information Science. When he got the news about the scholarship, he was so excited. He rang all his friends to give them his good news, but then he remembered that having only been married 6 months, his new wife might not be so happy about this opportunity. Labib has so much to share about his experience in Manchester and how different everything is here. But one of the things that most struck him is how hard British people work during the week and how seriously they treat their weekends. His future plan is to become a researcher and to become involved with decisions on how to allocate foreign aid on climate change projects, which will really make a difference in people's lives. Thank you.
This is Lina. She is from Tanzania and is studying advanced computer science. She considers herself one of the few lucky people who have been given a scholarship, and it was one of the most exciting moments of her life. She is amazed by the cultural differences experienced in UK, especially the difference between what British people say and what they actually mean. For instance, she shared, if you get a feedback from your tutor saying, I only have a few comments or it's quite good, you might think this means make some minor corrections or that's good. But what he actually means is please rewrite the full thing or it is a bit disappointing. She is learning to understand what the British actually means by their words. So it's a learning process both academically and other ways. For future, as more people are getting access to internet in Tanzania, cybercrime is a growing threat. As an information enthusiast, Lina is looking forward to becoming a consultant in computer security to help government and business withstand cyber attacks. I wish her all the luck. Thanks.
This is Anupam Dey. He's from Bangladesh and he's doing his master's degree in project management. He worked in the shipbuilding industry as a naval architect. The first time he heard that he got the scholarship, he was thrilled by the idea of being in the same place where the basics of physics, chemistry, and computer science saw the day. Anupam is surprised how much his confidence and self-esteem has grown while he's been in Manchester. He's also started to think critically and develop his problem-solving skills. The shipbuilding industry is a large part of the Bangladeshi economy. In the near future, the country is planning to start building advanced ships like submarines. Anupam's ambition is to manage these high-tech projects to take the industry to the next level. He finds his inspiration in the John Wayland's library, where he enjoys reading in a magnificent building surrounded by knowledge that is 100 years old. Thank you.
So this is Mary Emily, and she's from Rwanda. She's studying global urban development and planning. Emily loves design, and before getting this scholarship, she was an architect. After coming to Manchester, she was shocked by the color contrast in the dresses people wear, mostly dark colors, versus the fluorescent orange and electric blue back in Rwanda. The thing that she enjoys most here is, to quote her, small cubes of ice that falls from the sky. She likes the communication-based education here and is learning to balance her days and nights to meet the deadlines for the dreadful courseworks. In Kigali, the capital of Rwanda, 60% of the population lives in unplanned settlements that are vulnerable to natural disasters. To help improve the situation in future, Emily wants to work with the city government to strengthen resilience to climate change among the urban poor communities. Thank you.
This is Silvanus Swai from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and he's studying MSc Engineering Project Management. After receiving the news of being selected for a scholarship, Silvanus couldn't believe it. He was in some sort of a dilemma as he had not really planned for being away for a whole year. After living in Manchester for more than half a year, Silvanus is really surprised to find that people are organized up to the point of queuing up to enter a bar or a club. The scholarship will enable Silvanus to learn different soft skills in managing projects, and this will help him to further grow his software company in Tanzania. His ambition is to provide support services to small businessmen and women in Tanzania and create jobs for his fellow youth. Silvanus is inspired by successful technology entrepreneurs and dreams of becoming one in the near future.
This is Joseph Udong, a proud son of a pastoralist from Karamoja, a remote region in northeastern Uganda. The hat he is wearing is part of a traditional dress of the people of Karamoja. The community is facing a food crisis as a result of poor harvest, and that's one of the reasons Joseph chose to study a master's in environmental impact assessment and management. Joseph got excited after receiving the news of the scholarship, but at the same time, he could not believe it. It wasn't until he picked up his scholarship letter at the DHL offices in Kampala that he started to celebrate. Joseph could not believe his eyes when he saw the automation at its best in the library, where you can borrow and return books unsupervised. He actually spent his first days pondering what he thought was science fiction made real. The scholarship will enhance Joseph's research skills and his plan to provide environmental service to NGOs, government, and companies. Joseph's heroes are his grandfather and Nelson Mandela, who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Thank you very much.
And that idea that education is a powerful tool for transformation lies at the very heart of the Equity and Merit programme. It's exciting to see that the scheme is enabling individuals not only to reach their full potential, but to have a real impact on their communities. We're proud, I'm very proud, of what our Equity and Merit students have achieved so far. And we look forward to what they're going to do in the next 10 years. Thank you for listening.
Thank you and congratulations to everyone, both students, alumni and all the staff who make the Equity and Merit programme happen. And absolutely, here's to the next 10 years. And now we have a short, and because you don't understand what British people mean, short means about 10 minutes, okay? Real 10 minutes. We have a short comfort break. Please fill up your glasses, have a quick break, and return to your tables in about 10 minutes. Thank you. This is your 2-minute warning. If you could slowly take your seats, we'll be making a start in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. We're about to recommence. Calling Chancellor Sisse. Yeah, yes, Lem, we need you on the stage. Thank you. Yeah, no more selfies at the back. There was a Facebook post recently where they referred, they miswrote Lem's name and called him Lemon Sisse. So I think we need to say, hey, Lemon Sisse, get on the stage. Thank you. Chancellor Sisse. Welcome back. Welcome back to Lemon Sisse and welcome back to all you. I hope you've had a good break. And I hope you're ready for some more inspiring stories of how the university community is making a difference. Our next award this evening are for inspiring communities. And I would like to invite Nalin Thakur, Associate Vice President for Compliance, Risk and Research Integrity, one of the longest titles of job in the university, so he deserves a round of applause just for that. And Atiya Chowdhury, Chair of Manchester BME Network, the Greater Manchester BME Network Project and the Manchester Equalities Hub. They're here to introduce the awards. Atiya and Nalin. Thank you.
Good evening. We are delighted to be here presenting this award. The university inspires and is inspired by its local communities. This award recognizes how staff, students, and our local community partners can make a difference. There are 3 awards in this category. The first award is for outstanding contribution made by our students to our local communities. The first highly commended award goes to Joanna Melville, Caitlin Asprey, Daisy Manning, Philip Cowman, Kate Pritchard, and Sally Robinson for Sexpression Manchester. The next highly commended award goes to Simran Singh for advocating for a range of people, including young people with autism and people with learning disabilities. The last highly commended award goes to Wen Lingding for all her work in actively promoting engagement between British and Chinese cultures. And now for the winner. The winner of this award has volunteered to help communities for the last 3 years. As a member of the Community Awareness Network, he worked with the community to make a short film in association with ITV about homelessness. More recently, he has been involved in the Big Change campaign and is now running the Big Change Ambassador training for other societies. The winner is La La Land. Sorry. It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner is CJ Anasike.
CJ really wanted to do something about homelessness. When he first came to Manchester, I think he thought it was a massive problem, and he looked around at what the university was doing and what a lot of students were doing, and I think he found it was quite short term. People were giving out food, etc., but people weren't actually helping these people to get off the streets. So I think CJ wanted to do something that was actually going to address the long-term problem. So CJ's done loads of things. So he's helped to do a documentary about homelessness. He worked with a company called Fixes, and he helped to organise a documentary around homelessness. He's done a lot of work with CAN, which is called Community Awareness Network, and he's been doing that since first year, so just helping to raise awareness amongst students about issues around homelessness. This year he went on to help set up the Big Change Society, which works with the community again, and is a fund which goes towards things like housing deposits, transport to job interviews, like practical items that are going to help people get off the streets. So he's doing work around raising money, raising awareness, trying to change perceptions that students have towards people that are homeless. Congratulations, CJ. I think what you've been doing over the 3 years you've been at uni has been amazing, and I love the fact that you've never done it for credit or for attention or for anything like that. You've always done it because you really care about the people you're helping. So congratulations, you really deserve this award.
Great. Thank you very much. Isn't it an absolutely wonderful evening? So inspirational. I think I've been grinning all evening listening to everything. So now we move to like to celebrate the valuable contribution made by community partners from outside the university who inspire and support the university to achieve its goals. And can I just say that every nomination we had was absolutely outstanding, and it was a very difficult decision. The first highly commended award for outstanding contribution by community partners goes to Ashley Dean, a National Trust Ranger at Quarry Bank Mill. Ashley has developed a unique work experience programme for biological studies students. Well done. The second highly commended award goes to Matthew Sullivan, who has contributed his first-hand experience to the university's research on Parkinson's disease. The next highly commended award goes to the Health E-Research Centre's Patient and Public Involvement Forum, who act as critical friends and contribute to postgraduate learning. Well done. Now for the winners. This couple commits a significant amount of their time, energy, expertise and knowledge in developing the university's Medicine and Health Museum. They have worked to preserve the collection and make it more accessible for everyone to use. They're two amazing people. The winners are Peter and Julie Moore. Just watch a short film about their contribution.
The Museum of Medicine and Health was established in the 1970s and today is a collection of national importance. It's used for research, for teaching students and for public engagement. Peter and Julie have played an enormous part in making sure that the museum's collections can be used for public benefit. Since 2002, they volunteered thousands of hours and used their specialist knowledge to help us understand and catalogue the collections. Because of Peter and Julie's work, we've been better able to manage and conserve the collections to ensure that they can be used and enjoyed by current and future generations. They've also played an enormous part in educating the next generation of museum professionals and helped the public and young people to engage with and be inspired by the work of scientists and other professionals in solving some of the world's biggest health challenges. Peter and Julie, many thanks for all your years of dedication and commitment. This award is truly deserved. Many congratulations.
The last award in this category is for outstanding contributions made by staff to our communities. The first highly commended award goes to Lennox Green for his voluntary youth work and work with homeless people for over 30 years. The second highly commended award goes to David Spenlove, Lisa Murak, Liz Birchnall, Rebecca Phillips, Louisa Dawes, Andrew Howes, and all the tutors and school liaison in initial teacher education. And now for the winner. Many of you will no doubt be aware of the university's Legal Advice Centre, which provides access to free legal advice for the local community provided by trained students. The winner of this award has established a dementia clinic within the centre, run in partnership with Making Space. It aims to ensure that people with dementia and their caregivers have access to high-quality free legal advice, as well as nursing advice and communication support. The winner is Neil Allen. We're going to look at a short video of Neil's work now.
The strength of Neil's work really is in its breadth. He runs a dementia clinic as part of our university's legal advice service. He works with students and lawyers to deliver high-quality legal advice to carers of people with dementia. He also provides training to health and social care professionals, and he also acts as a barrister in a very small number of very important high-profile cases to advance the interests and well-being of people with mental disabilities. Neil's work makes a difference in so many ways. He has improved the legal rights of families and service users tremendously in his legal advocacy. He has gone time and time again to the courts, including the UK Supreme Court, to try to ensure that people with mental health problems and learning disabilities get a better level of support and treatment under English law. He's made a massive difference to the lives of our students because he has ensured that they have opportunities to contribute to the life of our very important local communities, and within that to some of the most vulnerable members of our local communities. So Neil, I wanted to say a huge congratulations for winning this award. You inspire so many people in the work that you do, and we are incredibly grateful and love you very much.
Thank you very much to Nalin and Atia, and congratulations to all the winners in that category. Our next award is for Outstanding Contribution to Environmental Sustainability, and I'd like to invite Professor Ian Cotton, Academic Lead for Environmental Sustainability, to introduce these awards. Ian.
Hello all. I'm delighted to be here to present the award for the Outstanding Contribution to Environmental Sustainability. Before I start, just a quick shout out. So the Environmental Sustainability team, Emma down here, and some folks at the back, give us a wave. They do an absolutely outstanding job supporting staff and students across the university. They make a real difference and do act as champions for the cause. The support, though, of the staff and the student community is absolutely vital for them. And as such, this award tonight recognises the innovation and commitment that people make in environmental sustainability. The highly commended award for environmental sustainability goes to Louise Robotham, Ros Webster, Amy Barnett and Lisa Donnelly, the Green Impact team from the Rutherford Building. The winner of this category aims to foster environmental sustainability and social responsibility among dental students. She raises levels of interest amongst her colleagues, champions the University Sustainability Challenge, and is looking to embed biodiversity and sustainability themes into the dentistry curriculum. The winner is Vitalia Kinnock. So let's hear about Vitalia's work in dentistry.
In the division of dentistry, a high percentage of waste is produced by students. So Vitalia was looking at ways to reduce that and raise awareness of sustainability. To tackle these issues, Vitalia provided opportunities for students to consider their environmental impact with sustainability in mind, particularly considering how they got to university, rethinking which dental products they used, and also switching to a green energy provider. Battaglia is now planning to embed biodiversity and environmental sustainability into the dentistry curriculum. By tackling these issues and continually reinforcing these messages, Battaglia is creating a body of students who will go into practice with these initiatives in mind. Congratulations on winning this award, Battaglia, and on behalf of everyone in the division, we would like to thank you for all the work that you have done and are continuing to do.
Thank you to Ian and congratulations to the winners. The final Making a Difference award tonight is for Outstanding Professional Support Services, Library and Cultural Institutions for Social Responsibility. I'd like to invite Chris Petty to start onto the stage to introduce these awards. Chris.
Thank you very much, James. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, these awards are usually presented by Will Spinks, who's head of our professional support services. Will isn't here. As a suspicious lawyer, I've been scanning what is going on in the outside world to see what it is that he might be up to. And the only conclusion I can come to is that it is tonight the second heat of the Eurovision Song Contest. So let's wish him well for Saturday and hope it all goes well. I'm slightly disappointed because I had quite an elaborate gag sorted out all around La La Land. And the reason it's failed is, well, there are a number of reasons. Firstly, it's been done to death already. Secondly, I'd actually got a card printed out here that says La La Land on it. And I was going to give it to Nancy for Nancy to read out. This fails on another level, which is that Nancy isn't here, and in any event, I was going to offer it to Nancy without actually telling her in advance. So possibly this has saved my what is left of my career. I'm very pleased to announce this award, which recognises social responsibility and innovation and impact in the university's professional support services, library and cultural institutions. We've had some absolutely fantastic entries in this section, and we have two highly commended, joint winners, and then a special award. The first highly commended award goes to the Hospitality and Events team for their Christmas dinner initiative, which was founded by Lemsisay, which gives young care leavers who would otherwise be alone at Christmas a fantastic Christmas day. So could representatives of the team please come forward? The second highly commended award goes to Yin Tun and Catherine Walton for the e-Tagatho Digital Library project. This is a digital library resource for teaching resource in Myanmar involving some 30 institutions and some 60,000 students and academics. Please come forward. So far as the main award is concerned, the jury felt that there were two projects that merited winning, and I'm therefore delighted to announce joint winners in this category. The first winners are responsible for Manchester Museum's new portable learning space that takes immersive, inspirational learning experiences into primary schools and communities. It is better known as the Inflatable Museum and has so far engaged over 1,300 Greater Manchester pupils. The winners are Jack Ridley, Menaka Munro and Steve Walsh, so please come forward. We'll now watch a short film.
We know that lots of people can't access the museum and university and cultural learning offers, and so we felt that the best way to break down these barriers was to create an inflatable version of Manchester Museum that we could take out to school classrooms and halls all around the country. Jack had a fundamental role in creating an immersive learning space. He came up with the brilliant idea of an inflatable, and he was able to contact the schools and make this project a reality. The Inflatable Museum has reached over 1,500 pupils in Greater Manchester so far, 80% of whom are from schools that would never have visited the museum. We know that this has had a great impact on these children who may never have been able to access cultural learning through their families or their school setting. We've also realised that the inflatable has huge demand for events and festivals across the city, and so it's becoming a brilliant tool for community engagement more generally. Congratulations, Jack. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with. You've brought energy and dynamic ideas to this role, and without you, we couldn't have got the inflatable going. You've been a credit to both the museum and the university.
The second joint winner organised the Great Science Share, a primary school conference which engaged children in sharing their science with new audiences across the city. It has a wide-reaching, inclusive opportunity for schools to engage in the European City of Science. The winner is Lynn Bianchi of the Science and Engineering Research and Innovation Hub, which is part of FSC. Please come forward, Lynn.
Lynn is Director for CIRI, and that's the Science and Engineering Education Research and Innovation Hub. And that project does a lot of work with primary schools, providing CPD for primary teachers. And the Great Primary Science Share was an event run by CIRI. It was run at the Manchester Town Hall, and the idea was to get primary school children in talking about their experience of science and engineering. So the project brought in children from 35 local primary schools, and they were showcasing their experiences in science, and that was shared with their families, local businesses and people from the local community. The children themselves have benefited a lot from Lynn's activities, and they get very excited about science. It brings science to life for them, and a lot of them don't even know what engineering is, so it helps them to understand what engineers do, how exciting a subject it is, hopefully then providing opportunities for the scientists and engineers in the future. Congratulations, Lynn. Well done and thoroughly deserved.
And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, the judges decided to make a special award to recognise an innovative contribution to social responsibility by a large number of staff across the university. It was called the World's Largest Classroom. The Ethical Grand Challenges programme was offered to over 8,000 new students during Welcome Week last September. The special award goes to everyone who has helped develop and deliver this remarkable activity. please can representatives from Student Development and Community Engagement, who led on this programme, come forward and receive the award on behalf of everybody involved. So let's remind ourselves about this event.
The Sustainability Challenge is offered to all of our new first-year undergraduate students in the first week before they start their studies. They all go to venues around the university, including University Place, and they spend a few hours looking at a challenge to do with sustainability. They have to design a fictional campus at the University of Milchester, and they experience some of the real-world challenges associated with sustainability. Jane and the team have worked so hard to deliver the Sustainability Challenge. The team has included academics from a number of departments across the university, a real interdisciplinary team, and they've created the academic content that the students have then used. That, though, is the tip of the iceberg. Managing 8,000 students doing one single challenge in the first week of term when they arrive is a huge undertaking. We've had to manage that with the other demands of Welcome Week. We've had to find suitable accommodation. All of this takes so much time, and the team have worked just so hard. Jane and team, congratulations on the award. It's so well deserved, and thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you very much, Chris, and congratulations to all the winners in that category. That is the last of our Making a Difference awards for this evening. But we want to just share with you what happened earlier today at our annual Volunteer of the Year Social Responsibility Awards. The winners receive a university medal for social responsibility in 3 categories. And I just want to say who this year's winners were. The Alumni Volunteer of the Year is Hannah Peterson. Hannah is Vice Chair of the Nightline Association, helping to support the development of a confidential listening service for students. The Staff Volunteer of the Year was Dr. Karen Rees-Unwin from the School of Medical Sciences. Karen has set up a social enterprise to help the regeneration of her local area in Tameside. And the Student Volunteer of the Year is Lucia Banjo, who set up the Big Change Society to encourage students to engage with the city's campaign to tackle homelessness. I'm delighted to say that Karen Rees-Unwin is here in the audience, and I know she'll be embarrassed, but I think she should stand up and we should all give her a big round of applause to recognise her work. Karen, fantastic. Congratulations to Karen and all those people who received the medal earlier today. I'm now delighted to introduce Lem, I nearly said Lemon, who has written a poem especially for tonight. Over to you, Lem.
Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you, Julian. And hello, everyone. Is there a better place to be in the world tonight than right here? And I've got to say that CJ, who won an award up here, as he was watching the video, it was Lucia who was speaking about him, and he said she should win an award. He whispered that in my ear, and there she is. And it says everything about what this award about that he would say that, having just received one himself, and everything about what we're about. I feel so privileged, I really do, to be the Chancellor of this incredible university and share this wonderful and happy evening celebrating with you all. Our commitment to social responsibility is what attracted to me to stand for the position of Chancellor, and 2 years into my role, it's what makes me most proud of all. And I've got to say that being Chancellor for 2 years, now I feel like I'm arriving. Now I feel more at home. Now I'm getting it. I was getting it before, but it takes a while just to get to know the names. Never mind the names. The university can be defined in many ways, but at their heart, they're about people. Our staff, our students, our former students, and our many and varied people and partners that we engage with in a common endeavour. Tonight, this hall is full of people who have made a difference. These differences have been made in so many ways, so many places, and on so many issues, from entrepreneurism to autism, from conflict zones to classrooms, from culture to cancer, from young people to older people, and from the local to the furthest parts of our globe. You have all made a difference, and this brings me to my poem for tonight called Making a Difference. You can see how the imagination just took hours, weeks of struggle, to be frank. It's not been formally released yet, this poem. It will be later on this year, but I can reveal that all of you here tonight will be especially invited to have the chance to star in a fun video film that we're making for it with Julian's team. But for now, I'd like to premiere it exclusively with you all tonight. Did I just say that in a high-pitched voice then? The voice was in my head, but it found its way out. Making a difference. We are shaking and breaking and waking in difference. We are quaking and taking and making a difference. We are working, observing, recording, researching. We're conferring, subverting, referring. We're counting the minutes, the moments, the loss, redressing the balance, addressing the cost. We're citing and fighting. It's all in the writing. The spark is igniting. In dark we are lighting. We're breaking the brackets. The fact is the planets in rackets and rackets of rackets in brackets, the systems, the victims, the damning, the scamming, the bias predicting, the beating and banning. We teach through closed doors. When none listen, we hear. When heads turn away, we volunteer. The systems of victims, the damning, the scanning, the bias predicting, the beating and banning, to relentless censors, the damned and defenseless. Our words are the action, the louder reaction. We count cells in illness. We name the unnamed. We count the invisible. We make change. We work. We stand tall. We rise up to be counted. We work. Above all, we climb mountains, the skills we exchange, the breaking of chains, the actions sustained, the making of change. We're shaking and breaking and waking in difference. We're quaking and taking and making a difference. Thank you. Good. Done. Thanks.
That is so hard to follow. Thanks so much, Lem, for a truly extraordinary poem and an extraordinary performance of that poem. What a way to end a truly inspirational evening, inspired by all the work that everyone here has done and all the entries that people made to this part of the university's work. We've had a huge number of entries this year, and everyone who's come up on stage should be really proud of their work. The judges had a really tough job, and I feel it's been a truly inspirational evening. I'd like to particularly extend my thanks to the judges and everyone who's been involved in organising tonight's event, particularly to all my colleagues in the Office for Social Responsibility who've made everything here possible. So, I hope you've enjoyed your evening. Thank you for coming. For those of you going to watch the second half of a particular match, I'll say no more. Have a safe evening, safe journey. See you next year. Good night.